The elevator breach may have been the last straw that led to the resignation of Julia Pearson, but it's just one of the security lapses that have raised serious questions about the entire agency. Lawmakers grilled Pearson about the incident during a hearing on Tuesday, and they were certainly outraged over the White House fence jumper and a 2011 incident when shots were fired at the White House, but the bullets weren't discovered for 4 days, and when they were discovered by a housekeeper at the White House. Republican Congressman Issa chairs the House committee that conducted these hearings this week. He's joining us now live from San Diego. So first of all, give us your sense where this agency, the Secret Service, is heading right now.
Well, the major changes you're going to see is, first of all, you have an acting director who does have a strong personal protection background. And I believe that the priority is going to be on just that, making sure the envelope around the president is clearly at 100%. And then you have the secretary I talked to yesterday, Jay Johnson, who's called for a blue ribbon outside panel to go through each and every and all of these breaches and start really looking at where the organizational leadership or training problems occurred. I think that panel is going to have to look at the morale problems that very much are there, as came out in our hearing yesterday. When people feel more comfortable going to the press or to Congress than they do their own bosses, that's the beginning of a statement that you have an agency in real trauma. And Wolf, something that bothered all of us, on the dais, we knew about the additional incident, and we kept asking the director, was there anything else? We did this both in unclassified and classified sessions, and she never came forward with it. So I do believe that this represented a breach of either she knew and didn't say, or she should have known and didn't know.
We know about the 2011 incident when shots were fired at the White House. Nobody noticed for 4 days. We know about the fence jumper, not only got into the White House, got into the East Room. We now know about this elevator incident where there was an armed man, I think with a criminal record, standing there with the President of the United States. And the White House wasn't told about that until it was about to be published by newspapers here in Washington. Here's the question, because you've studied it, your committee has studied it. Are there more incidents along these lines that are about to come out?
There are a number of additional incidents, and again, this represents the kinds of things that can happen in any organization. But the corrective action, the constantly driving a 1% failure down to a 0% failure, and being open and honest about the fact that if a human error happens, it's got to be quickly dealt with, honestly said to the president and the protected personnel, and then made sure that it doesn't happen again. And that's where this almost $1.5 billion, over 6,000 individuals, 4,000 of them agents and officers. That's what they're dedicated to. Remember, this is an organization that's not law enforcement, it's GUARD. This is an organization that has a very focused mission of protecting a very small group of people, but protecting them at 100% level.
They got to be 100%. Issa, the chairman of this committee, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Wilf.